What's up, YouTube? Blue Ivy here, coming at you with a serious situation that's been going down in the Carter household. Now, you'll know my dad, Jay-Z, has been up to some weird stuff lately, and I'm not talking about his music career. Nah, this is something else entirely, his constant transformations into P Diddy. And let me tell you, I'm not having it. So, I'm putting my dear old dad on notice, shape up, or I'm blowing the lid on this whole operation. Trust me, you don't want to mess with me. It all started a few months ago. I was just chilling at home, minding my own business, when I hear this strange noise coming from my dad's room. Being the curious cat that I am, I decide to investigate. And let me tell you, what I saw next was enough to make my jaw drop to the floor. There was my dad, standing in front of the mirror, staring intensely at his reflection. But here's the kicker, 1 minute, he's Jay-Z, and the next, he's morphing into P Diddy. I kid you not, it was like something out of a sci-fi movie. He'd go from his signature beard and slick-back hairstyle to Diddy's clean-shaven look and signature curly fro. And the way he carried himself, the mannerisms, everything, it was like he was a completely different person. Naturally, I had to confront him about this. I mean, come on, this is my dad we're talking about, and he's out here impersonating one of his closest friends. So, I march right up to him and say, "All right, Pops, what's the deal? Why are you morphing into P Diddy every 5 minutes?" At first, he tried to play it cool, act like nothing was happening, but I'm not buying it. I know my dad better than anyone, and I could see the panic in his eyes. He starts stumbling over his words, trying to come up with some lame excuse, but I'm having none of it. Listen, Dad, I know what I saw, and I'm not going to let you sweep this under the rug. You've got some explaining to do, and you better make it good, or else. That's when things started to get really weird. As I'm standing there, staring him down, demanding answers, I notice his body starting to shift. His shoulders start to square up, his posture changes, and before I know it, he's standing there, looking just like P Diddy. I kid you not, it was like watching a real-life version of Invasion of the Body Snatchers. "What's up, Blue?" he says, his voice suddenly a few octaves higher. You caught me in the middle of my workout routine. You know how it is, gotta stay on top of my game. I just stand there, dumbfounded, trying to process what the heck is going on. This can't be real, I'm thinking to myself. My dad, the one and only Jay-Z, is standing in front of me, impersonating P Diddy to the T. It's like he's become some sort of shapeshifting chameleon, and I have no idea why. That's when I decide I've had enough. I look him straight in the eye, or, I guess, Diddy's eye, and say, "All right, Pops, here's the deal. You've got 2 options. And trust me, you do not want me to do that." Now, I know what you're thinking, what does Blue Ivy mean by going to the core? Well, let me explain. See, back in the day, when my dad and Diddy were running around, doing their whole Rockefeller and bad boy thing, they had this unspoken pact. It was like an underground business agreement, where they'd look out for each other, make sure no one was stepping on each other's toes. And they had this whole network of people, these core, that they'd call on to, handle any issues that came up. Well, I've been doing my research, and I know all about this core. And let me tell you, these are not the kind of people you want to mess with. They operate in the shadows, dealing with all sorts of shady business. So, if I blow the lid on this whole P Diddy transformation thing, let's just say my dad's going to be in a whole heap of trouble. Now, you'd think that would be enough to scare my dad straight, right? Well, not exactly. Instead of backing down, he starts to laugh. Like, full-on belly laugh, Diddy's style. "Oh, Blue, you really think you can threaten me with the core? Please, I practically invented that game." And that's when I knew I had to up the ante. "All right, Pops, you asked for it. I'm giving you 1 week to sort this whole thing out, or else I'm going public. And I'm not talking about some little Instagram post, either. I'm talking a full-blown YouTube video, exposing this whole thing for the world to see. Trust me, you do not want me to do that." You could see the color drain from his face, or, should I say, Diddy's face, as I laid it all out. He knows I'm serious, and he knows the kind of damage I can do if I really put my mind to it. So, he agrees, albeit reluctantly, to put a stop to the P Diddy transformations. For now, at least. And that, my friends, is where we're at. My dad, the one and only Jay-Z, has a week to get his act together and stop this whole P Diddy thing, or else I'm blowing the lid on it all. Who knows what kind of chaos that might unleash, but I can guarantee it's not going to be pretty. So, stay tuned, because I have a feeling this is just the beginning of a wild ride. Blue Ivy, signing off.